Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Straight Facts Commentary where I give you my unpopular opinions in everything pop culture. So please stick around and subscribe for more. Hey y'all, I'm back again with another video, and in today's video, you see the title, we are going to be speaking about JoJo Siwa, someone I don't normally speak about on this channel, but I have some things I have to get off my chest, okay? So if you're interested in that, pop, conspiracy theories, trending topics, my unpopular opinions, female rap, honestly, whatever I feel like getting into for real, then go on ahead and subscribe, and let's get into this video. So, JoJo Siwa's in the headlines or whatever, and she's performing at like some kind of festival, concert show, something like that. And she was getting backlash online for how her performance was going, about her inappropriately grabbing on herself, okay, during this performance, which you're probably thinking, hasn't she done something like that before? I'm sure. But she kind of took it to a new level in this particular clip. So I'm going to show you what fans are talking about, and then I'm gonna give my opinion on that. Also, just give you my opinion on JoJo Siwa in general, this whole rebrand, everything, just my thoughts on her. I just have some things to say. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the clip itself that caused this uproar. Okay, so if you weren't entirely sure what you were just looking at, it was JoJo basically putting her hands inside of her actual bottoms and feeling around in there and then taking her hand out. And some fans are basically expressing online how they were kind of annoyed, frustrated, just put off by her overtness, her overly gimmicky LGBT expression type of stuff. It's like she takes it to another level that it's like you don't need to try to, it's like she's trying to prove herself to be a part of the LGBT instead of just being that. Like she's overdoing it. So that was one thing that fans were saying. It's like, it's never that serious, girl. If you're gay, you're gay. You don't have to be doing all of that in the third, right? So there was that. And then also, some people are concerned with the fact that, you know, just a couple years ago, JoJo Siwa had a predominantly child audience. When I say child, I don't even mean like, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15 teens. I mean children from like 4 to 6 years old, 4 to 8 years old. And, you know, JoJo Siwa has made this huge flip in her image and what she's promoting. And these kids that she was marketing to are still children. Like she hasn't aged out of her demographic. She hasn't aged out of her core market. She hasn't aged out of them. Those kids are still kids. So they're getting JoJo Siwa content that they're thinking they're getting on a regular basis, you know, clips and videos of her popping up on their little tablets or on their little screens, and they're getting this type of content that's being pushed out to them because it's JoJo. And these kids are not even these kids are still kids. I'm sure some of them might be in their teens, some of them, but a lot of the kids that she's marketed to are as young as 3 and 4 years old. So these kids are still kids. And somebody's going to come for me and be like, well, other celebrities have done. No, look, I do get it. I understand the good girl gone bad trajectory. A lot of artists do it. Like, I'm not even crapping on that. Miley Cyrus has done it even way back when. Britney Spears did it. A lot of artists do this thing of which they are, you know, for the kids, and they kind of have this image and then they shift. I totally get that. But the thing is, in my opinion, JoJo Siwa's audience is still practically babies. And she has made this huge jump. I'm thinking, who is she marketing to? Who is her target audience? Because her audience right before this was children. Also, there's something really off putting to me about how she's marketing herself now as, you know, this LGBT, you know, kind of hypersexual image and doing all this grinding and thrusting and gyrating on stage. She just looks like a kids bop version of LGBT. And I've seen that too. And I'm like, you know what? That's so true. She kind of still acts like herself before, but it's just an LGBT version. But she still wears the bows. She still has her hair up in the crazy. She still has the crazy colors on that she used to do. She still pretty much looks exactly the same thing. She just added a sprinkle of gay to it. Does that make sense? Someone's gonna be like, girl, what are you talking about? But no, her aesthetic is really still kind of similar. She just added the LGBT to it and the gyrating and the thrusting and stuff. And I'm like, girl, if you're going to come out and be this woman and be LGBT, you have to adultify your content and adultify your image. She still comes off to me as a very kiddie. She still comes off to me as very childlike. She still comes off to me as very like almost still catering to children in a way, even though she's not technically, I guess, but her image is still very elementary to me. So, you know what I'm saying? Her vibe is still the same. So there's something off-putting to me about this whole change and this whole it's not about her being LGBT. Like that has nothing to do with it. Like girl, do you. There's so many artists who have come out. There's nothing wrong with that. Like if you're going to come out, come out. But the fact that she still has this elementary kind of image and persona, she still has the same type of look almost, just a slightly edgier. She still looks like a costume character like she did when she before she came out when she was marketing to kids. Her audience are still kids. A lot of her audience are still babies. Some of them might be in their early teens, but a lot of them are not. Something to me just feels so forced about this JoJo Siwa rebrand. It doesn't feel real. It feels like she's playing a character, playing a part or something. Not to say she's not really gay, I'm sure she is, but I mean, in terms of how she's presenting it, something feels off. Something doesn't feel authentic about it. Something feels very mechanical about it. And being that her audience is still primarily children and she knows that, I get maybe she's trying to shift over, but she's not doing a good job. If you're going to shift all the way over, girl, shift all the way over. Put the glittery stuff up. Put your hair down. You need to completely reinvent like your whole image and set a completely different audience. Even her music video, what's the music video that she just put out? The Karma's a Bee. That song sounds like it could have been a children's song. Take out the context, take out what she's saying in terms of like the lyrics. I mean the sound of it. The sound. It sounds like music she was putting out before. Except the only difference is she's talking about LGBT stuff in the song. You know what I'm saying? But the song itself is that glittery children kids boppy sound. And I'm like, girl, this isn't a true rebrand to me. I could be the only one that feels this way. I could be the only one who's kind of deeply uncomfortable and a little bit disturbed by this in terms of the children aspect and the kids who I know are probably still coming across JoJo at this point. Like there's no way that all kids have just fell off the face of viewing JoJo. When I say kids, I mean babies, very impressionable young kids. That's my issue with this. My issue is not her being LGBT, none of that. It's the kids that are still prepubescent that are seeing this. But anyway, let's get into some comments. Okay, so it says people aren't happy with JoJo touching herself inappropriately on stage. She's in her edgy try hard phase. Go back into that closet right now. Bye. Oh my god. She doesn't have a single song where she needs to be doing all this at all. At all. And even though her music is kind of mature in content as of, recently, the sound of it is so kids bop, you don't need to be touching nothing to it. Like I don't know. It's the fact that she actually thinks she has an audience mature enough to see her do that. Like, sis, sit down. 90% of your fan base are 6 to 13-year-olds, respectfully. No, exactly. I know people in real life whose kids were watching and listening and going to JoJo Siwa concerts and shows and have her merch and bows 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And those kids are still kids. Like, let's kind of put this into perspective, you know? Why did her hands go under the clothes? Yeah, it was too much. She thinks this is what it means to be an adult. She's having a crisis. Right. So I might be getting backlash for saying this, but I feel like JoJo Siwa is doing the kids bop version of gay. The kids bop version or the kids version of LGBT, because there is no LGBT adult who is taking this seriously, who is looking at JoJo Siwa in a way that like, ooh, yeah, love that. Like nobody is doing that. Something isn't right in my spirit about what she's doing. Something isn't right. I feel like something is not right. It's not making sense what she's doing. I feel like there's a reason why it's still so sparkly and glittery, and she looks like the kids bop version of LGBT. It's being marketed to the correct audience, and it's being marketed to the kids who are still her audience on purpose. That's what I think. But I don't think people want to get into that. So some more comments read, under the clothes is crazy. In her pants? I mean, come on. What is it doing? What do you mean there's a 6-year-old right there and you just put your hand in your pants? JoJo, what do you mean you acknowledged a child in the audience and said I'm here for it after touching yourself in front of the whole crowd? I'm telling a trusted adult. Oh my gosh, I'm telling a trusted adult just took me out. I'm gone. Trying to be Miley so hard. Isn't this a pride parade? Like that makes it normal. Bruh, she's just doing anything. It ain't her job to make it children appropriate. If her parents don't want their kids looking at it, don't take them there. And I do get that and I do understand that, but parents are probably confused at this point because one minute they have somebody who's supposed to be for their kids, and the next minute, a couple of years later, they're doing this. This woman was literally just marketing to 6-year-olds a couple of days ago, and now she's doing this. So parents are probably frustrated at this point because, like, what is for their kids anymore? There isn't anyone for them. Well, not these days. And the pants, then handling the mic and the stand, right? She's doing this knowing there's 6-year-olds there, and also defends child predators. JoJo ain't looking good. Oh, she does? Who? As much as she is cringy, if a man did this, no one would bat an eye. If he was attractive, huh? No, they would probably come at the men a lot harder, actually. What are you doing here? That's who's paying for the venue. Shut up. No, exactly. Like, those are the people who you're going to have mostly 6-year-olds in your audience, if anything else. Now I see the hand on the top of the shorts because a lot of artists do that, but in the shorts is absurd. What's concerning to me is the people who attend her concerts, right? Like, who is attending besides children? Like, who could be attending? Like, I've seen people trying to justify it since many artists touch their body on stage, but like, she went in her damn shorts and acknowledged the child. Like, yikes, JoJo. Why does she have a fan base? She doesn't really have an adult one though. Like, a lot of adults laugh at her. Her fan base is still kids. She's giving lesbians a bad name. It's a 6-year-old right here. Well, yes, exactly. That's your audience. Bye. Right. I'm getting real sick of hearing about this girl. Great. This is going to be so great for all the homophobes and transphobes who are convinced we're predators. Thanks, JoJo. Yeah, it's not a good look. It's going to make people feel away. Why does it sound like old Miley 2012? So those are some comments, and like I said what I said on that. That's what I feel in my heart. Something is not right. And yeah, but you guys let me know what you think about this whole situation. Do you think it's totally fine? There is nothing wrong with what she did or how she is or anything like that. Please give me your thoughts below. Either way, I'd love to hear, and we can talk about it. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.